what if you don't know how to write Arduino code or C++? I mean, most people in mechanical engineering will not have learned that language. Well, I guess my answer to that is you don't really need to know that well. I mean, you'll learn over time. My best advice for you is to just be resourceful. So Arduino has a number of built-in examples that I will show you how to access, but also just use the internet. So there are lots of existing examples online, especially if you're trying to do something that somebody else has done before. And I know that some people are actually, many good students are very hesitant to do this, but I can promise you that every professional programmer is using generative AI to help them these days, and you should too. It's a great way to actually learn good programming practices, and it can get you started with little to no knowledge. Now, does generative AI make mistakes? Heck yeah. But it'll basically fill in a skeleton of a code, and you can modify it the way that you want it to be. Try to compile it, see what kind of errors come up, and maybe fix them if you need to. So I would definitely recommend starting with using a generative AI tool if you don't know how to do anything, but you have a good idea and can describe what you want to do. The other piece of advice I have is if you're using a library, which is actually very common in Arduino, make sure that you open up, like, wherever that library came from. It almost certainly came with a bunch of examples of how to use it. So usually it comes with example Arduino code, usually multiple codes. So open it up, take a look, like how did they do things, and you can usually make it a long way. So the libraries are particularly important if you're trying to communicate to another IC chip. So, like, for example, if you're trying to communicate to, like, a specialized, thermocouple monitor device that has all the stuff built into it, it probably communicates using either I2C, which is a special type of communications protocol, or SPI, like a different type of digital communication protocol from the Arduino to whatever that chip is. Those will almost certainly have a library associated with them if you're using them on an Arduino, and you should definitely try to use a library if you can. And again, look up any examples for how to use that. But, worst case scenario, try asking, your generative AI tool.